Okay. Uh, can you just tell us who Nomfundo is, where you come from, and how you came into music?
Okay, Nomfundo is originally from Ndwedwe, KZN. She's a 21-year-old doing her Bachelor of Social Work final year currently, and is trying to pursue her dreams in music industry. And just, is there something wrong with me or that side?
No, it's okay. I can hear you.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so I've been doing music low-key since at the age of 6. I've been singing at the church choir. I've been singing at school from primary school till high school. And then around 2016, I started writing my own songs. And early this year, January, I actually released my first single, my debut single titled Lilizela. And I guess that was the beginning of my music journey, an official beginning of my music journey.
And with your education, as you've mentioned that you are busy studying, what drove you into pursuing music?
Pardon?
I'm saying, what drove you into pursuing music besides the career you're studying towards?
Okay, I'm hoping to earn money out of the music that I'm doing, because I'm hoping to do a lot for my community, for my home. I want to fix a lot of things that I see they need someone to actually put a helping hand to uplift or to improve the situation, and then to also better my life as an individual. There are a lot of things that I feel like I need for myself to feel like, okay, I'm winning or I'm becoming independent as I want to be. So that would make me feel happy if I achieve that in music. And I'd also like to travel. Like, I'd like to travel a lot, because I only got to get out of KZN this year because of music. So that was just the beginning of my journey. So I'm hoping to achieve even a lot more.
So you basically what you're saying, it's beyond the love of music. It's broader than just the love of music.
Exactly. It's actually more than that. And I actually started realizing that this year, when my journey actually became official or became more serious, my music journey. Because in the previous years, I was just doing music for fun, and I never thought it might take me afar or where I am right now, until things started happening this year. And I'm like, no, I need to have dreams. I need to dream bigger than I used to dream before.
Okay, and you say you one of the things you got to do for music is you got to leave KZN for the first time because of music. Is it because of something you mentioned earlier about there are a lot of things that you need to fix? Is it you have is it the reason you haven't left KZN? Is it because of difficult situations, or what's the story there?
Okay, we can just say there was nothing that compelled me to get out of KZN. Like, my life was based here. Everything that I needed was this side. I've been brought and bred this side. Even with schools, I've been this side. And music, because music, like the real business in music, it is done in Gauteng. So because of those reasons, that's how I ended up going up and down KZN, Gauteng, KZN, Western Cape, and I'm hoping to travel more provinces and even outside of South Africa.
Okay, while we're still on traveling, what is your dream destination? So, like, one place you want to see yourself perform one day outside of that place?
I'd like to go to Tanzania, because I've seen a lot of artists going there. I love the views. I love the energy they receive from the the countries from Africa. So before going anywhere else, any country from Africa, but especially Tanzania for me.
Oh, that's interesting, because a lot of people would choose America or Europe or whatever, but I guess this shows that we all do the world in a different way. So
Yeah, it's a matter of preference.
yes, and you said you've mentioned your official single, but now the single that people are talking about more is what 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 is the story? What's the inspiration behind that?
Between Amakam.
The song Phkade Lai.
Oh,
What is
okay.
the inspiration behind that song?
Okay, Phkade Lai is a song that I wrote during a lockdown, realizing how much lockdown has forced us to be separated from our loved ones. Like, as for me, I got to be separated from my friends, my best friends, which I get to talk to about almost everything. So being locked at home, not that I'm not happy at home, but you see, I'm more closer with my friends because they are at my age group. So I feel more comfortable with talking with them. So being away from them made me feel like, Ish, Ngabe, are they okay where they are? I wonder if they're okay because I'm feeling this way. I wonder if they also feel this way. I wonder if they miss me. So the song is not just only about me missing a lover. It can be any loved one. So you can just dedicate the song to anyone that you love and who is far away from you and you're longing to see them. So that is what the song is mainly about.
And how did you get to link up with Shasha and Amy?
It is all through a hard work of my team, the ones who do not sleep, who work tirelessly to make sure that my dreams come true. So they've always known that I love Faku, I love Shasha. There are many other artists that I love, but at this point they thought, no, let us just help her reach out to these people. So they made an effort to actually reach Ushasha and Faku. They made them listen to Phkade Lai beat, which already had my verse and the hook on it. And they were so taken away by the beat. They were taken away by the hook. They were taken away by the talent in me. And so they were eager to actually listen more of my music and to actually jump on the song Phkade Lai. So they did all that work without me knowing they're trying to reach my queens out there. So I only got to hear the news around July, which was my birth month. So it came to me as a birthday gift surprise because they were like, boom, what do you think of this? Which was still like a rough song at the time, but they already added their verses. So I was like, am I really hearing this right? Is this Shasha? Is this Ami? Or you're bluffing me? And like, yeah, it's them. And I got to talk to them. I got to meet them. And we actually got to do the complete song.
Oh, nice. And signing to Universal, that is a big move for someone who's new in music.
Yes.
How do you make that happen?
Okay, the story is I actually attempted releasing my first single last year, Ililizela, with only me trying to open doors for myself, trying to reach out to distribution companies, doing everything on my own. So I was just hustling and I didn't have enough finance to push my music further. But because of the fan base that I had, they always shared my stuff until someone who was employed by Universal actually saw my music and they were interested in knowing more about this girl until they got to reach me directly through my cell phone number. And then they told me it's okay. They saw this Lily Zela song and they think I have some talent and they were keen to hear more from me, which I already had some unreleased stuff, which I actually sent to them. And they were actually keen to sign me and see where it leads us. So I had to take Lily Zela out of the stores last year. and re-release it under Universal early this year. That is why I'm saying my music journey actually began officially this year, because that's where everything is much more clearer.
What would you say are the differences and the advantages of doing things on your own as an independent artist and actually having the backing of a company like Universal?
When you're doing things on your own, you get to be exposed more to the business side of music. You get to know what is going on, what you need to distribute a song, what you need to push a song. Like, you get to be more active on the business side and not only focus on singing or doing music. So I'm actually happy I got to be exposed to that experience. And being signed is also good in a way that, you know, you've got financial relief. You don't have to worry about, oh my God, how am I going to release that song? Because you know you've got a backup plan, you are covered there. And you know, there are people who are employed to do everything for you. There are people employed to distribute your music, to market your music. You just do like extra work because it's your music, it's your brand, but then you have that covered. So either way, for me, I think it does work.
As someone who is new in the business, and as you say, you also went through the process of trying to do everything yourself. What And we see a lot of young people who do not have, how do I put it, the luck of being signed by bigger companies, trying to push their own music independently, but also trying to cut corners by wanting this and this and this and that for free, and not really understanding why people talk for certain things. What do you think is the reason why many independent young people are not making it as how should I put it, as quickly as they should be? Because to take an example, we've seen Casper has done everything and he's good. And then artists have been trying to do the same thing independently, but they haven't reached the same success. What would you say is the reason why they are not reaching those goals exactly as they want?
I think one of the key things to do is to be consistent and to try and reach out to people as much as you can in your socials, especially at this point, because, you know, due to COVID-19 regulations, you can't just move around as you'd like to in terms of marketing yourself. So the best way is to market yourself on your socials. Be active, put some content there so that people can share, can be more interested in hearing more from you. The more people are interested in hearing more from you or from sharing your stuff, the more eager you'll be to push your music or to take your music seriously. And also, do have some idols, or look at people whom you can reach out to ask for directions, because sometimes you don't know everything. You need clarity here and there. So sometimes I actually speak with my producer, who seemed to know more about music. I'd ask him, okay, which distribution company do you think is the best, before I even attempt going to a certain distribution company. So, okay, he gave me advices here and there. I took some of them, and then I asked others for second opinions. Whom do you think is good with art covers? Because I don't just want to settle for anything. I want something that's gonna tell people that I want to be taken seriously. So it's not always about, I don't have money, so I'll just do this cheap stuff. Sometimes you have to sacrifice, put a cent, and try to do something that will give your brand that thing that will give people what, you know, we need to take this artist seriously.
Okay. And now that you have your foot on the ball, people are there. You have people who actually love your music. They listen to it every day. What what are the next steps for you as an artist, especially in South Africa? You know that in South Africa, yes, you can be good, but people always look for more beyond the borders. So what is your next step, your next goal as an artist?
My next goal is to actually explore more on the African sound, because I think so far it's working for me. Like, there are people who prefer those sounds and those sounds and those sounds, but here I am trying to fuse different sounds together to give an African whole sound. And I think people are actually enjoying that. So my goal is to do more, or to create more of that African sound, to write more in my ethnic language, and to try and accommodate everyone. Because I've realized lately there are people from other countries of Africa who say they actually enjoy my music, but they don't understand what is actually said there. So my goal is to try and accommodate everyone, because I love people. I love people who enjoy my music, and my dream is for them to actually feel accommodated.
Awesome. And outside of music, what you've mentioned that you've mentioned your studies, but outside of music and those studies, is there anything else that you are involved in that you would say is actually bettering your life?
Anything that I'm doing outside of music that I think is bettering my life?
Yes.
Okay, that has to be what I'm currently studying, which is the social work. And at the moment, as I'm having the interview, I'm doing my practicals because I'm doing my final year. So I'm loving it here. I'm loving the experience of actually working with people, exactly, not just doing it theory. So I think that makes me a better person, being able to listen to someone tell me or share their stories, their circumstances, and trying to help them find a direction or a way to find a resolution to their issues. That makes me a better person. Seeing someone being able to improve their life circumstances makes me a better person if I was involved in making them feel better. So I love that. I love social work, and then I love music.
As you mentioned that, we understand that social workers work with very difficult issues that people come.
Mm.
Does, how does that affect you, and does that contribute to your music making process as you go along, hearing all these sad stories, all these heartbreaking stories? Do they impact how you make your music?
It really does impact me, because sometimes you get to hear some very devastating stories or cases, and that will sometimes be in my heart and in my mind for the whole day, and I have to do something about it in order to get it out of my shoulders, which is why we have songs like Umthwalo. Umthwalo was actually the social work in me being in the process of writing or entering the art industry or the music industry, because it was me saying, okay, if you've got a load on your shoulders, talk about it. Someone is willing to listen to you. Talk about it so that you can feel lighter. So I can say social work is working perfectly for me when it comes to music, because most of the time I just talk about my experiences, my personal experiences, my observations, and about life in general, what we see happening day in, day out, which is why I believe many people are able to relate to my music, because it's not just about me, but it's about everything that we experience.
So, what would you, going forward, from this single to the album to the years to come in your music, how would you like your music to impact the people that listen to it?
Firstly, I have another single coming before the album titled Kuhle, featuring Demtuda and the Musical Chef. That one is amapiano genre, but then it's fused with my Afro pop, because I love Afro pop. So there in that song, it's me trying to show people that I'm very versatile. I don't just focus on one genre, but then at the same time, if I'm doing my piano, I'm not just doing them for fun. Everything that I write, I want people to take it seriously. So that song is not just to be jolly and it ends there. No, it is jolly, but in the meantime, it also has a very important message that people can take out of it. So most importantly, out of any musical content that I deliver, I want people to take the fact that no, I actually observe how they live, and I want them to take something or to feel accommodated by my music so that I can stay relevant no matter which year I release again. But then my music stays relevant, it stays African, people just enjoy my music. So my dream is to create ama classics like the likes of Abo Brenda Fast.
Oh, awesome. So what's next for you? You've mentioned the new single coming out. What's coming up with it?
Okay, the single is coming up next month. And a few weeks after the single, we will also drop visuals for the single. And then later, January next year, let's say January 28th, I will be releasing my debut album titled Amagama, which I've already made people be able to access the link to the album, the pre-order link. So you can pre-order the album Amagama, and it will be released on the 28th of January next year.
Awesome. And thank you very much for your time and having this conversation with me, and wish you everything of the best, and may you go back to saving lives.
Thank you so much. And thank you for having me today. I really enjoyed the interview.
Awesome. Thank you. Have a great day further. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.